Hi. Okay, so we are continuing on our topic that we started yesterday. Yeah, it's gonna be a series. So if you've not watched the part one, please go and watch it. This is the part two now. So I started with why drinking water, bottled water or sachet water that is exposed to sunlight is dangerous. Yes, and it's not just bottled water or sachet water. So let's give more details to it. So there's something called, there are so many risks, but I'm going to use a chemical like you can drink microplastic where you take water that is exposed to sunlight. But I'm not going to list all the chemical. I'm going to focus on one, which is BPA. It's called bisphenol A. Bisphenol A, that's what it's called. So I'll be using the short form BPA. So if you hear me say BPA, you know that I'm referring to bisphenol A. So it's actually a chemical that is used in production of bottled water. Yes, the bottle. Production of sachet water, the sachet. Production of plastic plates and takeaway. That is what they use. The lining of canned food. That is what they use. So these are what they use in even the normal takeaway that this is what they use. So on its own, there's no problem. It does not have any problem on its own. But the problem comes when it's being exposed to heat. High microwaving, when you microwave food inside a takeaway, plastic takeaway, you're exposing yourself to that. And we've been doing that. Even me, I've been doing that. Okay, let's not go far. When you leave your bottled water inside the car, and usually in Africa the weather is hot, so when you leave your bottled water inside the car, it gets hot. When you transport water under very hot weather, it is not good. When you store water under bottled water or sachet water under direct sunlight, it becomes a problem. When you wash your takeaway or your bottled water with hot water, that these chemicals are released. Even even when you put hot food inside the takeaway plate, these are ways that we get exposed to this. But when you eat a food that is exposed to this BPA once, twice, three times, there's no problem. The problem comes when you constantly eat the food. The problem is you cannot see it, you cannot smell it, your body will only absorb it. And many people have eaten it without knowing. Even me, it's when I stare my research that all like, oh, I shall know say take away like take away this in exposing water. I always known that, but I don't know how deep it was until I started doing this research, and even myself, I was shocked. And funny enough, the system has been created in a way that you can't really do away with all these things. So what are we to do? I will get there. Okay, so this is where the thing becomes more risky. So what does BPA do in the body? What does it do? So we call it endocrine disruptor. Why do we call it endocrine disruptor? Because it confuses the hormones. It disrupts the hormones, and hormones are responsible for literally everything in your body. So this BPA now, like we said, is a hormone disruptor. Yes, it confuses your hormone, and hormone is responsible for fertility, is responsible for growth, is responsible for sleep, is responsible for mood, is responsible for reproduction, is responsible for your immune system. So imagine that this hormone is responsible for all these things, and this is what makes you function. This is what makes you a human. And this BPA now goes and tells these hormones that is responsible for all these things to go and start acting otherwise. So this is what happened. Let's say for example, you want the hormone that is responsible for reproduction says, it's supposed to be a baby girl, it's supposed to have hand, it's supposed to this BPA now that is forming fake, that has entered your body and mimic the estrogen that is responsible for reproduction. You now say, instead of doing hair, make the hair short. Instead of doing ear, make the ear short, or make just create one ear instead of having one eye. So it disrupts reproduction. So any I'm going to let me stop here. Watch out for part three. Bye. Follow for more, like, subscribe, follow for more, and stay tuned.